Today we are smoking glazed chicken thighs. We are using bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. Our end goal is to get crispy, bite-through skin. In order for that to happen, we are gonna have to take a paper towel and pat dry our chicken. It takes time and heat in the smoker to render out all the fat and to crispen up that skin. And if we throw in our chicken wet with all these juices on it, it's never gonna get crispy. Next up, we're gonna trim the chicken. Feel free to skip this step if you can't get over the thought of throwing away any excess meat. But personally, I've noticed that I myself and other people like to eat with their eyes. And trimming up this chicken and making it nice and square is really aesthetically pleasing. When I trim my chicken thighs, I like to take the two ends of the chicken, the left side and the right side, and I like to make them nice and square, cutting parallel to the bone. Then I like to come to the top and the bottom of the chicken and make those square as well. I'll cut off any excess meat and fat, along with that excess skin. Finally, we're gonna season. We are gonna be using Malcolm Reed's all-purpose rub, which has a lot of salt, pepper, and garlic. These flavors go very nicely on chicken. Then we're gonna come back over with Kinder's Hickory Brown Sugar Rub. Now there is a particular way that we have to season these. We're gonna flip all of our chicken over so that the skin is facing down. We're gonna come through with our first layer of that all-purpose rub and season all of our chicken. Then followed behind it, we're gonna season with our barbecue rub. Now we're gonna flip over all these chicken thighs so that the skin is facing up. We're gonna repeat the same process by seasoning the tops of these chicken with our all-purpose rub, and then we're gonna come back over it with the Kinder's Hickory Brown Sugar Rub. Now the reason why I did this is because if you had started off seasoning these with the skin side up, you would have then had to have grabbed the chicken, flip it over, and season the bottom side, and then grab it and flip it back over again, because when we smoke these, we want the thigh to be facing up. Doing this is gonna ruin the rub that is on the top of the chicken because your fingers are gonna be grabbing it all over. And the top side is always the presentation side, so we never wanna touch it once the rub goes on. So now that our chicken is seasoned, we're gonna fire up our smoker to 275 degrees using the Kingsford Grill Master's Choice. It is a blend of hickory, oak, and cherry. Once our smoker hits 275, we're gonna open it up and we're just gonna go ahead and lay these thighs on the grate. Whenever I cook chicken thighs at 275 degrees, normally to reach about 180 degrees, it takes me about 2.5 hours. But just to be safe, instead of going strictly by time, I like to use a chef alarm by Thermoworks. I could set this to 180 degrees, which is the temperature that I like to glaze at, and I could hear the alarm from inside my house as long as I'm not like playing loud music or anything. And if you guys are looking to make your life easier, check out this chef alarm. I have a link down in the description. So I'm gonna put this probe in our chicken, and once I hear it go off at 180 degrees, we're gonna come out and glaze. For our glaze today, we're gonna be using 1 ounce of apple juice. Then we're gonna use a 1/3 of a bottle of Kinder's brown sugar barbecue sauce. We're gonna heat this up in the microwave for about 20 to 30 seconds before we put it on the chicken. We just painted on a very thin coat of our glaze onto our chicken. We don't want to get them sopping wet because it's going to ruin the crispy skin that we achieved. Just a thin little layer. This is going to sit on for a total of 10 minutes and we're going to take these thighs off, and I'll see you guys at the dinner table. Well guys, welcome to my dinner table. We are here to try these amazing chicken thighs. One of the first things that I notice when I'm looking at these chicken thighs is how shiny and glazy they are. This glaze caramelized really nice onto the chicken. I'm seeing little bits and pieces of the seasoning popping off. It looks like we got a crispy skin. We got to bite in to try though. Overall, I'm really pleased with the aesthetics of this, how it looked, how it turned out. There's only one thing left to do. Let's dig in and try a bite. It's one of the things I want you guys to take a look at. It's just how tender this chicken is. I mean, when you could just take and shred apart little tiny pieces off, I mean, you know that you just have like super tender chicken. And that's what we achieved today in this cook. The flavor of the meat tastes amazing. We got a lot of good smoke flavor in here, hickory, oak, and cherry. We use a tri-blend today, and you could definitely taste it in here. One of my favorite flavors on here is definitely the hickory brown sugar rub that we used on here. Kinder's has an amazing line of rubs. I'll make sure that I have all the things that I used in this video linked in the description below. The only one thing on this cook that I wish was a tiny little bit better was the skin on the chicken. Every time I smoke chicken, I get the skin to where you're able to bite through it. It's not gristly, it is edible, but my wife sears chicken on a cast iron pan, and it is like eating a chip that just came fresh off of an assembly line. I mean, it is a snack in and of itself. And whenever I smoke chicken, I am never able to get anywhere close to that. So if you are wanting chicken that has an amazing, crispy, just incredible skin, you're gonna have to sear it like a reverse sear. You're gonna have to smoke it, sear it on a pan, or you're gonna have to smoke this at a very high temperature. But when you do that, you are gonna lower the quality of the smoke flavor because it's gonna have less time in the smoke. So whenever you're cooking at home, feel free to change up these recipes and tweak them to however you like your flavor profile. As always, the recipe and everything I use in this video is in the description below. If you wanna check out another amazing video that I have, make sure to click this one right here. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Let's go.